Hey you guys, it's Ashley. I cannot find my, what's that stick thing, that selfie stick. I use that so I'm not up in your face. But anyhow, and then when I'm indoors, I use my little ring light thing. But anyhow, neither here nor there, we're on the porch. I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody that have been so supportive and encouraging. And I guess I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on with me. I'm not going to say everything, but initially I had COVID, and then I ended up, you guys know, diagnosed all these different ways. And then that diagnosis changed, and I didn't have that anymore. And then I was sent for the biopsy, and my nodes, my lymph nodes that were swollen. Which side? I think it's this side. Anyhow, and evidently they found whatever they were looking for. But yesterday was my first day of chemo, and I just feel so gross today. I feel so gross. Anyhow, I have a lot, more to say, and we'll talk about it later. I don't want this to be a channel on cancer, because that's not what this channel is all about at all. And I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. So it's all good. He's got it. And I just wanted to say a special thank you to everybody for your encouragement. Oh, and I have to drag this thing around all day, hooked up to that port in my chest. It's so gross. I have been through it, y'all. This has been a mess. Anyhow, let me get out of your face. I've told several of my closest friends everything that's been going on, and for everybody else that sort of figured it out and still encouraging me and still praying for me, and still showing love in my direction, I'm so grateful. I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Now let's get on with it, y'all. I gotta tell you something. Y'all have a blessed day. Everything in this video you can find online on public domain, and the full disclaimer's down below. Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley, and I wish you lots of love and many blessings. And like I said earlier, a very special thank you to everybody I've listed here, and if your name's not on there, please forgive me. Okay, you guys, so something really creepy is going on, and we've heard about it now for a couple of weeks. Well, I have. And it's really bugging me, and I know it'll bug you too, and if it comes to fruition, it'll bug a lot more than just us. Aside from them being the laughingstock of New York City for them days, that entire trip was such a waste of money, a waste of taxpayers' money, a waste of PR money, a waste of time. Nobody appreciates their presence, and it just gets worse. So what I'm about to tell you, they use the excuse that they were not comfortable with just any person standing in front of them. And here's what happened. It's unbelievable. Now, according to my buddy Jay, he said out of all the guests that were invited on stage at the Global Citizen Live event, they're the only ones that hired a hype crew. And the hype crew is just a bunch like a crowd that you put closest to the microphones, closest to the front row. And they hype you up. Like when he said, "my wife," and you heard everybody going, "Oh, how sweet." That was his hype crew. That was their crowd. You know what I mean? But they said they had to have this particular hype crew, this crowd, because they needed to make sure, number one, it's never been on medical record since this stuff that's going around, that any of these people had ever had, their share of it. Number two, every one of them had to prove their jabness. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that was a weak excuse, considering, number one, they're further than 6 feet a distance from this crowd that they've paid for to blow smoke up their tails, which tells me that, number one, they didn't get jabbed themselves, because if they had, they wouldn't be so worried about it. Or number two, it could be the fact that they're just using that as an excuse to bring in this hype crowd, this crew of people that are going to, scream and ooh and ah over them. They knew not everybody was going to do that. As a matter of fact, the majority would probably have booed them. So they needed this hype crowd. How freaking fake is that? And so once they got everything out of the way, like everything they needed Netflix to record, everything they needed to show up and show out for, that very moment, the last second came, and they couldn't get out of there quick enough. So that just kind of proves it's all about them. They weren't there for a Global Citizen Live event. They were there for their benefit. And all of those meetings and things like that they were having with people was all about their foundation. It was all about networking R12. And I think that's pretty low blow. Do y'all? I do. So here's what's been going on for a couple of weeks now. I've heard that the Queen is trying her best to include not just her son Andy in on this, but also Meghan and Harry in on her Jubilee next year, you guys. Why would she even do that? She wants to honor all three of them with awards. Can you imagine? She wants to hand them out awards for what? She already admitted that she's spending millions of dollars out of her own pocket, the Queen, to protect, her son from what's going on right now. And according to royal experts, if the Queen does go through with this, including these people on these awards that she wants to hold a ceremony on her day of Jubilee, she wants to honor them, which makes no sense, but the royal experts said if she goes through with this, it's enough to shut down the monarchy. And I totally agree. The society is not going to allow that to happen and be okay with it. Have y'all heard anything about that? And if so, what do you think about it? I hope you're having a great day today, and I really appreciate you spending time with me here. Y'all sit tight. I have so much more to share with you. Anyway, I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.